Hi, this is Glindy. The series that I picked is called Painkiller. It was in Netflix and it went over Oxycontin. It also talks about the Sackler family and Purdue Pharma. A little bit of background. There was a drug called Oxycodone. This drug was invented in 1916. However, it was withdrawn from the market in 1990 because there was concerns about addiction. Sackler family became the owners of Purdue Pharma in 1952. In 1995, Curtis Wright, he was a federal government official. He approved Oxycontin. It did take him a while to approve this drug. He actually had concerns about the drug and their advertisement and about how strong this drug was. But even with all those red flags, after a lot of persuasion from the family, he approved it in 1995. In 1996, Purdue Pharma introduced Oxycontin, and their advertisement was that unlike oxycodone, it promised to suppress pain up to 12 hours. Now, oxycodone was a drug that was taken every 4 to 6 hours. These drugs were given really just for like cancer patients and patients that were at the end of life. Oxycodone was given as a prescription to take every 4 to 6 hours. Purdue Pharma came up with Oxycontin, stating that it would suppress pain up to 12 hours. There were some issues, of course, that arose down the road, even though they were not certified by the FDA. And by being FDA certified, it brought a lot of revenue to the Sackler family. A lot of people see the FDA on drugs and we think of them as safe because they have gone through audits and all that. And so by people seeing this stamp on those drugs, people are starting buying it more and more, and doctors began to prescribe it more and more. Their agenda was that Purdue Pharma, they created a drug that people in need could not refuse. Unfortunately, they targeted a certain people that needed these drugs, and unfortunately needed those drugs on a daily basis and would take it more than necessary. Their advertisement said that it delayed absorption of provided by Oxycontin tablets, and they believed that it reduced the abuse liability of the drug. However, of course, even though they advertised this, it was doing totally the opposite of this. This drug actually became known as heroin in pill. Eddie Flowers, she was actually a U.S. attorney from the U.S. Attorney's Office. She began auditing a doctor who had an excessive number of x-rays that were being billed for reimbursement. While she was auditing this doctor, she actually found other things besides just this. She saw a pattern of increased prescriptions of Oxycontin among not just this doctor that she was auditing, but several other doctors. By doing this, she saw a pattern of crimes. She saw a pattern of crimes, overdoses, and deaths that all line up with the use of this drug. So, of course, these were all red flags that she saw that was going on during this time. Because of this, there was a lawsuit against Purdue Pharma and, of course, the Sackler family. In 2001, they were actually only found guilty of one crime, and they pleaded guilty to one count of misdemeanor and were given a $10 million fine. Some updates to today. there's actually an estimated of 300,000 people that have died over the 2 decades involving prescription painkillers like Oxycontin. In the United States, over 40 people overdose every day using this drug. Though there has been other lawsuits against the Sackler family, no member has had any criminal charges brought against them in any connection to any overdose involving Oxycontin. Here are some of the references of what I used to make this video. Of course, here at the bottom, the first one would be the actual series in Netflix. It was actually pretty eye-opening. I really enjoy this series, and I'm actually going to look at some of the other series they have that go over this drug. So I do recommend it. Thank you for your time.